Welcome to Barchart's weekly series of webinars designed to help you, the investor trader, better understand a variety of trading ideas and concepts, as well as the pages and tools Barchart provides to help you make a more informed investment decision. Today's session, end of day reports. Now, if you're like me, you've noticed a bombardment of commercials, emails, social media ads that claim to have the next best thing in trading or the must-have stocks to own. Well, Barchart subscribers cut through this wall of white noise by receiving specialized email reports from Barchart, which contain pertinent and timely information designed to help them in their needs. And these end-of-day reports allow our subscribers, basic free membership subscribers, my bar chart, or our premier members, allows them to consume this targeted, customized information on their time and within their trade plan building sessions. Hello, my name is John Rowland. I'm Barchart's head of trading education, and today I want to show you how to access these reports and how you can supercharge your subscription. And I want to also give you a few examples of ways that I let Barchart work for me. Today with me, as always, is my partner and our moderator, Jean Baker. Hello, Jean.
Good afternoon, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Jean, in one of our production meetings, we were talking about, things that our subscribers do. And one of the things that you told me was that a large number of our subscribers take advantage of these end-of-the-day reports.
Yeah, in some ways, it kind of surprised us to see how many of our users actually opt in for these reports. But then, as you and I talked about this, it's, kind of a no-brainer. Why not get the data directly to your inbox that you really, really want? And so we know here at Barchart that a number of people find a lot of value in it. And, while the subject matter of today's webinar might not sound like it's really, really deep kind of data that you want to get into, it really does make a difference in a number of our users trading. So that's what you're going to talk about today, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, okay. a lot of the stuff is free as far as being a regular basic member subscription. But looking at the benefits of being a premium member and looking at some of the stuff that you can do as a premium member. So hopefully I will be able to make that point today. Okay. Here's our disclaimer. We always talk about that today's session is for educational purposes and that all trading has forms of risk, and that, any of the markets or securities that I look at should not be construed as an endorsement or a recommendation to buy or sell, and that we at Barchart recommend that you consult with a financial professional to see if trading is suitable for you and if it's right for in your financial conditions, if you can bear the ability of risk. And also, what has worked in the past is no guarantee that it's going to work in the future. All right. So let's start with just a very important detail. In order for you to receive any of these end-of-day reports that we're going to look at, these data reports, you must be a member of Barchart. Now, you could either be a free membership, something we call our My Barchart, or you can elect to be a premium member of Barchart. And so these end-of-day reports we're going to look at today, we're going to look at a variety of them. So some are educational. In other words, they're going to be like big picture. Not educational, informational. Big picture, general information, stats of the day kind of thing, right? Some will give us trading ideas that could be some pre-designed pages that Barchart has available to all of our subscribers. And others will be very specifically designed for some of our premium members. And then finally, we'll look at some actionable reports that will give us not only trading ideas, but will be delivered to us in a timely manner, and that this information could allow us to set in motion a pre-designed trade plan. Okay. So what I've done here is I'm going back to Barchart's main page, and under the tools section, here is where we're going to find these custom reports. And I'm going to jump right to this one here, the end of the day. But notice we can customize reports on watch lists, portfolios, screeners, my charts, and end of day reports. And these are the ones that are already been pre-made for you that you can use. So let's look at a few of these just in quick session here. We got. So here's today's market leaders by price volume, right? So again, kind of general information, a big picture, unusual options, options volume, surprises, performance leaders, ETFs, stocks to own. Down here we can see we have daily commodity reports. So it's not always about stocks and ETFs. Or here you can get kind of general information of what's going on in different commodity markets. You can look at the full list, or you can pick a very specific category. But then down below here, you also have premium reports for our premium members, and some of these will be very specific. For instance, here you could get Barchart's top picks for the day, or we can even really refine this even more. We can get into some technical analysis. We offer these Barchart trading signal end-of-day reports that could be based on a very particular trading signal. One of the ones that I'm partial to is the 2100 day. Those of us who have been in some of my webinars know how I like that one. But it's not just stocks. We have some premium reports that are generated for futures, Forex, and ETFs as well. One of the ones we're going to look at today is the daily futures trading guide. But again, notice that we do have some technical analysis that is very specific that will give you those reports. Okay. So under informational, right, general topics, right, I showed you one of the ones there was that price volume example. Now, again, I'm going to go back to Barchart, the main page, and under, let's see, here we go. Under the stock section, under most active, here it is, price volume leaders. And this is the page that we're going to opt in to receive. And it's going to give us this general information about what is the stock market doing today. And it's based on the number of volume of shares traded and the price. They times that together, and that gives us our price volume number. And you notice, if you just look what's going on today, typically what you're going to see is, those stocks that are heavily traded, those ones that kind of represent a broader market. Now, we can also look at stats of the day, and we'll take a moment to look at that in a second, where I can actually customize a watch list to give me some general information, right? Just kind of recap what has happened in my particular watch list. So again, here's the email that I received that is the stock market leaders by price volume. And so how do I use this kind of general information is, I'm just looking at the big picture here, right? Again, those stocks that are, commonly associated with the broader market, the one of the things that we always hear is, as Apple goes, so does the market. And you can see Apple is right there on our list. But also what I'm looking to see is there a theme, or is there a new price volume leader that appears on this list? And on this particular day, which was back in last week, Notice that we had Moderna and BioNTech. That was kind of the narrative that day, was that potential of that third booster. So those ones were very active, right? So they kind of jumped into our price volume leaders page. But other ones that ones that are rarely on this page, for instance, Square, or we talk about Alibaba on this particular day. The narrative around Alibaba or all of these Chinese stocks is that there might be some regulations that coming out of China that might put these Chinese stocks at a disadvantage. So again, it's kind of just a big picture, but also I'm using this as an opportunity to say, hey, let's see what's going on today, and did something unusual pop up, or did I see one stock that interests me that has now become very active in terms of price movement and volume? Okay. So the other kind of general thing that I can look for is I'm going to look at a watch list and some of my watch lists that I create, and I'm going to get an end-of-day report. And again, all I'm really kind of doing is looking at that big picture, right? I just want to see how that stock has done, or how much volume it is traded. If I'm watching this on a regular basis, I'm going to start noticing some things when it's a little bit out of the ordinary. And this is one of my favorite watch lists. We've done this one a few times, the dogs of the Dow. So again, under my tools section, right, under my reports, here we are, my watch list emails. And what I have here is, here's my watch list that I have, and here's my dogs of the Dow. And so what I've done is I've opted in to receive an end-of-day report on dogs of the Dow. And how I'm going to view that report, again, just general. Now, we're going to dive deeper into this in a few minutes about custom views, but these first three, main view, technical, and performance, are already defaulted for you, so you can choose one of those three, but you could also customize the view. We'll look at that in a moment. So I just want to kind of see that big picture. All right, and that's what this is. It's dogs of the Dow, main view. I'm just looking to see, what is the last price? What was the change? How much did it change in the percentage? High, low? What was the opening price? What was the volume of that particular stock? All right, so the second type of report that we can receive are trading ideas. And the purpose of trading ideas is to give us information that we can start building a trade plan on, or to start thinking about opportunities that might be presented to me, maybe not right now, but sometime in the future. Now let's go back to our free end of the day reports, and you can see that some of these reports that we have are kind of trading ideas. Unusual options, options volume, performance leaders, today's surprises, those that jump a certain percentage, right? Top stock picks, again, it's going to give me some stocks that have triggered certain technical aspects that might be interesting for me to do my due diligence, but also, again, more of a pinpointed report, something that I particularly like, something that fits my trade plans. And again, this 2100 day would be one of those examples. So top stock picks. Now, Barchart's premium proprietary pages, this 2100 day, a new buy signal or new sell signal. And also, just like we did with our watch list end of the day report that gives me kind of a general information, I can also customize my watch list or portfolios based on trading ideas, based on some of my trade plan aspects. Okay. So again, here's our top stock page. This is what the email looks like. And notice that it gives you the symbol on the left, and then in the middle you have the signal, the actual technical analysis that was triggered that put this on the top stock page. If you are interested to understand how the top stock page is created or how you can use it, we have done a couple webinars on this one, so I would recommend that you go and look at that. And then the action of what it is, a buy or a sell, the entry price, and then the historical percentage. And historical percentage basically says that the technical analysis or this indicator that was activated has outperformed, or the percentage that it has performed during the life of this stock, or the time of the stock. I think we use a 3-year period, Gene, for that one. Anyhow, it compares that to the life of the stock, the price of the stock during the same period of time. So outperforming in this case. And so there's one of my favorites that I use, the 2100. Again, if I want to really focus on just those, I can receive an end-of-day report of the 2100 day. That's the only ones I want to look at. I don't care about all the other technical indicators that the top stock filters for. I just want to look for those ones. And again, notice on the same day, we have this stock, CMTL, based on this technical indicator. So again, I'm not going to just jump in and take this trade. I still need to do my due diligence, right? So the reason why I highlighted this particular stock was, let me pop this out so you can really see this. Let's go to a daily, yearly chart. And what I liked about this stock was this blue line here represents the day that the stock popped on the top stock page, the 2100 day moving average. And what I was looking at was the chart pattern in terms of the technical indicator. Now, I do have a template that I already created. Again, if you're interested in learning how to do templates, we have a lot of tutorials for that. And this black line here represents the 100-day moving average, and the green line represents the 20-day moving average. And again, you can see on this blue line right here is where the 20 crossed over. That is typically a buy signal. But remember, this is an end-of-the-day report, and this top stock picks comes out at the end of the day. And you can see at the end of the day when price crossed over, the moving average crossover, the stock actually finished lower on the day. And, if I look at my technical analysis here, it backed off of a previous high. But what intrigued me about this particular stock was, if we look at this in terms of chart patterns, you have a nice little triple kind of bottom here. Actually, if you think about this, this is an inverted head and shoulders. And anyone who has come to any of my other webinars, especially trend analysis, knows that I like to see the impulse and then the correction to look for buying opportunities. So if this had broken out, then that would have set about a different trade plan. But at this point, what I'm going to say is, hey, this is a stock that I'm going to be interested in because I like the chart, but I still need to wait patiently for price to return to an area where I believe that it's going to find support, not only on a chart pattern, but again, look where we fell back into this range between our two moving averages. And so I'm not predicting this, but I'm thinking that maybe now that we found support, we're going to get that move back up. Now, I still might wait until we break out of this near-term high to put money at risk, but at this point, this falls right into my trade plan, is how I wanted to look at this. So when that signal came up, what I could do is, I'm not going to take this trade today, but what I could do is I could go here, click on that, and I add this stock to my watch list. Now I have a watch list of 2100-day MACD signals. that I can go back and look at different points of the day or different points of the time based on somewhat other technical analysis, right? Right, so I can also customize a watch list to give me trade ideas. So this is an email, an example of my futures watch list of futures markets that I look at or trade on a regular basis. And, we have the financials, the stock indexes, treasuries, a couple currencies, metals, energies, and our grains. And this one is customized tailored to my needs. I've created a custom view that is based on something what we call our trader's cheat sheet page, and it's giving me my support and resistance levels, my 5-day high and lows, my average true range. I look at a 14-day stochastic and RSI, 20-day moving averages, and then Barchart opinion and direction. So again, if I go back to my watch list page, right, and here is my futures watch list, and here's my end of the day report where I've opted in. But here I have created a watch list with a custom view, and this custom view is the one I just showed you that is based on those elements that I use for day trading, for day trading futures contracts, right? So I can make this very specific to what I need as a trader. All right, so let me kind of show you how you can do something like this. So let's go to back to my tools. I'm going to go to watch lists. And let's do NASDAQ. And what I've done is I just created NASDAQ as a watch list. I mean, it's just the 1,000 stocks that are in the NASDAQ. If I scroll this all the way down there, you can see it says, this is showing multiple pages, right? And obviously that's too many stocks to look at finding trading ideas. But so what I can do is I can just screen on this list, right? And, I'm just going to do something simple, right? Just say, let's say I want to look at a percentage change, right? And here's my watch lists, right? Here are all my different watch lists. And you can see that I have the NASDAQ checked, but there are other watch lists here. And I wanted to just see a percentage change. I wanted to see which of the 1,000 NASDAQ stocks, let's say, went up 3%. And that'll give me a result. Now notice at this point here, once I've created the filter or the screen that I want to look for, I can send this as an end-of-day report. And if I click on that, I could write in the title, for instance, NASDAQ, and I can write a description of what I'm screening for. And also I can decide how I want that to be delivered to me in terms of end of the day and the results of how much of the results I want to see. Now, what I've done here, let's go back to filter. Is once I save that screener is always going to be there for me. That's part of my subscription. And there it is, NASDAQ 3%. And then I can check those results, right? So I'm on the web page, or I can have that again sent to me as an end-of-day report, right? And there it is, NASDAQ 3%, right? End of day, right? I'm going to look at the top 50 results. If I want to manage that, again, I can go back into my tools, under my custom reports, my screeners, all the different screeners that I have, right? And there is my NASDAQ 3%, end of the day, and I can get the top 10, top 25, or the top 50. Now, what's another nice feature that Barchart offers you for those folks who are into numbers crunching or data collecting, especially if you use Excel, you can have this report sent to you as a CSV file, and then you can download that. That's downloadable into any kind of data crunching application that you use. And I know a lot of our subscribers use this on a daily basis. They have this backlog of data based on large data files that they've narrowed down, and then they have that information to draw upon as they go into the future. Okay, cool. All right, where are we at? All right, so what other types of end-of-day reports can I get into? Well, we can talk about actionable reports. And an actionable report is really kind of a report that is a trading idea, but also how do I receive that? Now, this is really about the benefit of Premier membership. So two of the ones that I think of right off the hand for what I use is unusual options activity and the futures trading guide. So those two ones that I'm going to use. And here's again that email that is the unusual options activity. Now let's come back to this in a second. And again, let me go back to my tools, right, in my end-of-day reports. And notice that on some of these trading ideas, I do have the option to get a midday report. Again, this is one of the benefits of a premium membership. So for instance, on the usual options ones, I like to receive this one as a midday report because I want to see that unusual option activity as it's unfolding today. And it might allow me to set forth a plan based on that information, a trade plan from what I've seen. Now, if I did it as an end-of-the-day report, unusual options, doesn't mean that I might not be able to take a trade. It's just that the parameters of the market or the conditions of that market that's creating that unusual activity might have changed or might change the next day, the following day. So I want to have this sent to me as a midday so that I can take advantage of that information. And a lot of times on these unusual options trades, you know, the result happens within just a handful of days. So by the time I receive an end-of-day report and then make my decision the following day, you know, I might have already missed out on that opportunity. And the other one that I said that I like to receive is our futures trading guide, as well as getting that one sent to me. So let me go back to unusual options, and let's walk through kind of what happened with this trade and why I think it's important to get this one as a midday report. So here we have LAC, and what jumped out at me on this one was it's a $17 and $70 stock, and they're buying the $25 calls with about, at this day, I think on this day was what, 37? Yes, 30 it is, 37 days until expiration. And if we look at the volume compared to the previous day's open interest, you know, you really see this stand up. 15,000 volume on the previous day, where we only volume was open interest was only 290. And if I broke this down in terms of unusual options and I looked at the details of this trade, well, think about it. Somebody is making a bet that they think that LAC is going to go up almost 50% in about a month, and the cost of this trade was about $750,000. The other thing that we like to look at in unusual options trades is, you know, is this activity distorting or doing something to our implied volatility? And you can see here our implied volatility is at 100%. When I go deep into my analysis of unusual options here is from that particular day, to see there is some other activity in calls and inputs for this particular stock, but a large amount of volume, a very huge amount of volume for this just one particular strike. So that intrigued me. And that set upon a trade plan that I have. Now, before I go and show you that trade plan, it's kind of cool is that those of you who are interested about how to use the unusual options page is that, and this is kind of a segue, is that next week we're going to do a webinar on unusual options. But also we do have a webinar in our library that you can watch to follow that process. Okay, so let's go back to our chart. Let's put in LAC. And again, I'm going to blow this up, pop it out so you guys can see it a little bit better. Again, let me go to the yearly. And again, this red line here represents the day that it popped up on the unusual options. Now, on the other example where price backed off of a resistance level, you can see here that on this day, price did break above an area of resistance, and that intrigued me. So I was like, hey, maybe this might be an opportunity for me to set forth a plan based on unusual options. And one of the ones that I like to do is bull call spreads. Somebody is betting that the price of this stock is going to go up to $25 between now and the September. So what I like to do is look at the money calls, and then because they are buying these out of the money calls, they're adding premium to those calls. So I will sell them the call and use that to finance and at the money call. And in this case, the $17.50 $25 bull call spread only cost me $1.40. And again, the reason why I want to get this report at a midday level is I wanted to take advantage of it that day. Notice the next day, the price of that stock jumped up. Let me really make this so you can see that, right? It jumped up. That cost of that, but that spread would have been a lot more the following day. And then the next day, the market gapped up higher, and then it shot all the way up to around 2070. Now, at this point, my bull call spread had doubled in value, went from 140 to about 280. And what I did was, part of my trade plan, again, I always have an exit plan as well as an entry plan, is, I've doubled my money in 2 days, so I'm not going to be piggy about this, right? I took off half of my position, locked in that profit. And if you think about it, if I take off half that position that I've doubled, right, now it pays for the other half of my position. And I don't like to say free trade or risk-free trade, but the basics of it is now that no matter what happens to this stock, I'm not going to lose any money. Matter of fact, as long as this stock gets back above 1750 between now and expiration, then that will be pure profit for me. Now, you notice that the next 2 days, it did go down and did cause me pain in terms of price action, but it didn't cause me pain in terms of dollar value. I've captured that premium, and so I didn't really worry about it, right? I can kind of set and forget. And that also is another one of my adages that I like is, bulls and bears make money and pigs get slaughtered. So I feel real confident that not only did I do the right thing in terms of taking some profit, but now the market is starting to reward me again. So feeling good about this particular trade. Okay. Another actionable report that I get is my futures trading guide. And this one is based on a technical analysis as well. of crossing moving averages. And on this particular date, on Wednesday, I got a sell signal in heating oil or New York Harbor ultra low sulfur diesel, and it gave me a sell signal on the date and gives me the entry price. Again, just note, I think I forgot to mention this, is on this side, on your email, you do have the symbol, and notice that it is in blue. What is cool is it's embedded in the email is there is a hyperlink that once you get the email, you can click on that symbol and it'll take you to Barchart and it'll take you to that symbol. Also, you can view more. So for instance, if your data set is 50 or 25, you'll see all of that in your data set on that email. But we're just here, I'm just seeing these top, what's it look like, 6 or 7, okay? So if I hyperlinked that, it would take me to something like this. It would take me right to the trading guide, futures trading guide, and show me that particular trade. And so here on that date, the August 11th, we got a sell signal when our 9-day moving average crossed over 18-day moving average, and that would have given me an opportunity to look for a selling opportunity. And this trade, we've been in this trade now 7 days on a 1 contract of heating oil, and the current profit is up about $3,500. Now again, it's not always the way it goes, right? Sometimes you get a buying opportunity and price retreats on you, right? So you still need to set up some technical analysis or chart analysis that will allow you to take this trade. What made this trade more interesting to me versus this buy signal is that both of my moving averages are moving basically in the same direction, or at least starting to look like they're starting to move in the same direction. And also the main theme about the Delta variant, and maybe that crude oil prices or the demand for crude oil products might fall if we go into another wave of lockdowns. So this is one of the tricks. Yes.
I'm sorry. Can you show our users where this page is? With your side menu collapsed, it's kind of
gotcha.
A few people are a little confused as far as where you are and how you got there. I know you said you clicked from the email that you received at the end of the day.
Right. So under the future section, and here for this particular futures contract would be under our technical or our trading guide. But what Gene is really also saying is here is our futures trading guide, and this is where we're going to draw. This is where that end of the day report is going to draw from this file or this data file of all the different futures contracts and all the different markets that are out there and waiting for those new signals. Now for today, I don't know if we have a new signal, but yeah, we do. In natural gas, we're going to get looks like a sell signal, right? Again, I might go into natural gas and look for an opportunity and see if I wanted to sell that particular futures contract. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get a sell signal from the end of the day report from the futures trading guide. Right, Gene?
That's right, John.
Okay. All right. So that's kind of just the basics of how you can start using some of these end of the day reports and how you can really customize them based on your needs and the things that you feel are important to you. So let me go back, and I do say one question popped up there, says, asked, did I check to see what LAC does as a company? And yeah, I do. I do go in and look at when I make a decision to trade a stock, I might think about 3 different scenarios. I might think about a day trading, or a very short period of time trading, or a swing trading like the options trade I just did, or it might also fall into a bucket of what I call wealth building. Let's say I see a buy signal on this 2100 day, and I go and look at the business that stock is, and that really intrigues me, and I say, hey, this is a company that I want to be in business with. And in this case, this one actually checked all three boxes. It's a lithium company, right, that owns assets not only here in North America, but also in South America. I think the lithium story is a good story moving forward, right? I think as for a wealth building, right, in the short term, right, demand for EV, right, electric vehicles, demand for lithium is really, really high, battery technology. And, the scenario of where can we find these rare earth metals and who controls them? And this particular company is not a Chinese company. A lot of the Chinese rare earth companies, produce a large proportion of these rare earth metals. So this one actually checked off all the boxes on this one. So, maybe I might take my profits from my options trade and use it to buy the actual stock and then stick that stock into my wealth bucket. So great question on that one there. All right. So one of the ones that I wanted to show you, and again, disclosure, this is a position that I'm currently in that I got from one of my end-of-day reports, is Pinterest. And top stop alerts, and not a buy signal. Let's see, it's not buy signals. It was a sell signal. And we're going to go to the sell side here. And was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. Actually, I don't see it here. Let's go to the chart. All right, let me bold this out for you guys. I think this just might be mislabeled for me. Here's my 2100-day moving average. Get rid of volume. There's our crossover, right? Again, I like to find them moving in both in the same kind of general direction. There was the day the signal was activated, even though it had gapped way down. Again, probably need to be a little bit more patient on this one, maybe an impulse correction. But at the time, I looked at some vertical put trades, and I did the 55-45 vertical put trade because it looked to me that if Pinterest could break below, let's say, $55, that if I look at this in a much higher time frame, looks like it could fall easily down to $45. So again, something that I kind of just want to show you how I use one of these end-of-day reports to find a trade. Did my due diligence. I waited for the right conditions, made sure that it fit into my risk parameters, and waited for that market to start confirming that, yeah, Pinterest looks like it's going to correct. It actually looks like it's continuing to move down lower. Again, I'm not recommending that you sell Pinterest. I'm just saying this is how I use one of those reports to find a trading opportunity. Okay. So Mike Reed asks, what is your trading length or length of trade? So Mike, again, it really depends on, the strategy that I put the trade on, and what is my goals that I want to get out of that trade. For instance, if I'm day trading, I'll put the trade on in the morning and I take it off in the afternoon. If I'm swing trading or trading maybe options, it might be limited to a time between now and that expiration, or when price rewards me when I start achieving certain goals. So to put a certain time frame on it, that might be difficult. But if I'm a wealth trade, right, and for instance, in the case of that lithium stock, I might be in that trade for 6 months, a year, 3 years, who knows? As long as that stock continues to perform, then that length of trade will be much longer. So it's really about the goals of the trade strategy that I employed and how long it takes for me to reach those goals. Okay. Any other questions, Gene?
Well, I tell you, John, I've been extremely busy answering questions on my end. A lot of you are asking very, very specific things like, can I get emailed when my watch list is down by 5% or more today, the specific symbols, or can I do this, can I do that? And I've been trying very hard to answer everybody that most of these things that you're asking, yes, it absolutely can be done. And I think John showed you a few ways on how you can set up a screener based on your watch list to automatically email you information every single day. And if you do have a specific question, what I'm going to say is if you haven't gotten an answer through this webinar, email our support group, support@barchart.com, and they will be happy to walk you through the specific scenario that you're trying to cover.
Yeah, so just to add on to what Gene is saying is our website is so versatile and all the things that you can screen on, right? Basically, it's what you can think. If you can think it, you can do it. And there you go, right there. There's 4 results right now for NASDAQ of stocks that have moved more than 5% down in one day.
Right, and Bingo. You can get Barchart to automatically run this and do this for you with one of these end-of-day reports.
Send it into the report. Create the file, create the screener, create the report, have it sent to you on a regular basis. Yeah, this is really what the benefit of being a Barchart member is Barchart is going to do that work. Imagine if you had to scroll through 1,000 NASDAQ stocks to find the 4 of them that, talk about looking for a needle in a haystack, right? So you can be very, very complex in terms of what things that you want to screen for. And we have done sessions on how to do screeners and filters and, look at all the different aspects you can look at: price volumes, highs and lows, gaps, support and resistance, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, bar chart opinions, right? Financial information, right? So there's a lot of different things that you can start filtering in that will bring you only the information that you like or that you feel that is important to you to make those investment decisions. Okay,
one other thing, a few people have been asking me this. So you've referenced your Dogs of the Dow watch list a number of times. That watch list is something that John logged into his account and he built himself. So there are no Dogs of the Dow watch lists for you to access. You're going to have to go through and do the work and do that yourself. And I believe, John, you built that watch list in a webinar that we ran before, and you were able to do so based on looking at the components of the Dow. Is that I can't quite remember?
Yeah,
but anyway. Yeah, and my point is all these watch lists that John is showing you, these are things in his own individual account. And if you are a Barchart member, whether you are a free member or a premier member, you can build your own watch lists with whatever it is that you are interested in following, whether it's the components of the Dow, whether it's the NASDAQ 100 symbols. You need to build your own watch lists, okay?
Yeah, so here's that again. Those MACD 2100. Here's some of the ones that have given me sell signals in recents, and here's some that have given me buy signals. Again, I'm not going to just take the trades. I still need to do my due diligence. But again, remember what I can do now is now I have this collection of stocks, and now I can screen on them, right? I can screen on this watch list and say, oh, of these 2100, show me which ones are making new monthly highs. Show me which ones are making new weekly highs. Show me which ones that are X amount or percentage from their 52-week low or their 52-week high, right? So, I can screen on those and then look for trading opportunities. Right now, my bias to the market is I think market's in a corrective phase. So I'm kind of looking for those opportunities where I'm looking for stocks that are in that corrective phase. So I'm kind of looking for, the sell signals, not as much as the buy signals. Now that will change over time as we move out of this season of this August, September, October. But again, I can be very flexible in terms of how I use my screeners and my watch lists and the end-of-the-day reports. And again, what I can do is I can manage my end-of-day reports, right? Organize my watch list, manage my end-of-day reports, either be it ones that are already predetermined or ones that I have for my own, right? And again, what custom views that I want to look at, okay? So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I really feel that it's important for you to take advantage of your subscription. And so let me just give you a couple takeaways here for before we end our session. So first of all, again, you got to be a member, right? New York Lottery used to say, got to be in it to win it, right? Got to be a member, got to be in it. You don't have to subscribe to the premium. The premium just gives you a lot more options. You can do a free My Barchart subscription. End-of-day reports can give you that timely information, right? One of the benefits of a premium membership is I can get those midday reports. But it also allows me, as Gina and I just pointed out, how to get focused information, how I can find information that is only important to me, right? I can customize my end-of-day reports from my watch list, from my portfolios, right? And I can use my screeners to do that. And this will allow me to stay on top of my markets, right? So I'm not necessarily going to trade every day, right? At the end of the day, when I'm home from my regular job, this is an opportunity for me to, find that information very quickly in a very short period of time, make those decisions and move on, right? I don't want to spend 6, 8, 10 hours trying to find trades, right? Especially after a hard day of working. And that's really the benefit, right? The end of the day reports provides you this opportunity for time management, convenience, and flexibility. So, Jean, do you want to add anything else before we sign off?
Hey, just thank you, everybody, for all those great questions that you sent through. If we didn't answer them specifically, we've got a great support team that will help you through these. If you're not a Barchart member, sign up for a free membership. It costs absolutely nothing to do so, and you'll be able to start building your own watch lists, building your own dogs of the Dow or whatever it is that you want to follow, and start playing around with getting some of this data, because our membership has found a lot of these reports to be extremely useful in their day-to-day trading, and that's kind of what John was trying to get to today. That although it's just an email, there's a lot of things that you get from that information that you can use in your own trading plan.
Well, let me finish by saying I want to wish everyone the best of health, be safe out there, and the good of all trading.
Thank you, everybody, and we hope to see you again in a future session. Take care now. Bye.